Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time of day it is and whatever part of the world you're at right now. Welcome back to my channel, ASKnowlin, and today we're going to do an algebra lesson about polynomials, standard form of polynomials, and how to classify polynomials. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Now, what exactly is a polynomial? Polynomial is an expression consisting of many terms, okay? So more than one term, okay? Or at least one term, if not more than one. So for example, the number 5 by itself is a polynomial expression, okay? Negative 6x would be an example of a polynomial expression. Maybe what I wrote in red, 4x squared minus 1, that's another example. And then the last one is 9x to the third power plus 4x squared minus 1x minus 2 is also another form or another example of what a polynomial is, okay? Now, standard form. A standard form of a polynomial must be written in alphabetical order with the highest exponent coming first, okay? So it has to be in alphabetical order, and the largest exponent must be the first term, all right? So let's take a look at these examples here. For example, number 1 says 3x plus 1 plus 2x squared. Now, right now it's not written in standard form because the variable or the term with the largest exponent is not first. And then you go in order from there, all right? So we could put a 1 by the 3x. So that's really 3x to the first power. And then after that, we want to put it in order, okay? So the standard form would be 2x squared plus 3x, which is really 3x to the first power, and then plus 1. Now we've written that polynomial in standard form. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. For number 2, we can put some coefficients here. K squared gets a coefficient, and the negative k gets a coefficient. Now we have to organize them by their size of the exponents, okay, starting with the greatest one first. So this would be 7k to the third power plus k to the second power, or 1k to the second power, minus 1k, or we can just put minus k, and then plus 64. And now we've written that polynomial in standard form. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 3. Once again, with number 3, we can add some coefficients here. We'll put a coefficient by the w cubed and the minus w, okay? Now, we need to put these in order from least to greatest. And the only two that we really need to switch are the positive 28 and the negative 1w. So for number 3, this would be 1w to the third plus 5w squared minus 1w plus 28. And the two terms that have the 1 as a coefficient, if you didn't want to write the 1 there, you don't have to. So for example, 1w cubed, I can get rid of the 1 there, and the 1w, the minus 1w, I can get rid of it. So now it just says w to the third plus 5w squared minus w plus 28. All right, let's take a look at the next one, number 4. Number 4, we're missing some coefficients here, but now if we write it in order, that is going to be negative 1n to the third power plus 1n plus 24. That 24 is positive, so it still needs to have a positive sign in front of it. Let's take a look at number 5. Now, before we do number 5, let's go back and reread what it says about standard form. Standard form must be in alphabetical order with the largest exponent first. So, alphabetical order in the largest exponent, well, a to the third power, that 1a to the third power should be the first one that we use here. 1a to the third power. So that's going to be 1a to the third plus, what's the next largest exponent for a? It's a squared, and it's positive 5a squared, and then b squared, plus, we still have to continue going in order, so there's another term that has a, that's 2ab, and then the last term is negative 2b to the third power. And we put it in alphabetical order with the largest exponent going first. And number 6. Number 6, we can put a 1 in front as a coefficient for that negative c cubed. And now we have to go in order of our exponents. So this is going to be negative 1c cubed. The next one is going to be negative 7c squared, d squared. Then we're going to have positive 5d cubed and positive 13. The constant term, or the 13, the number that's just by itself, no variable, goes last, okay? All right, and now let's talk about their classifications, okay? There's different ways to classify polynomials. You classify it by the degree, okay? You can classify it by the degree, or you can classify it by the number of terms. So, if it's a constant term, which means the degree is 0, then it's constant, it's just a number, okay? Linear means that it's to the first power. Quadratic means that it has an exponent or a degree of 2. Cubic means that the largest combined exponents is 3, or the largest exponent is 3, and quartic is the largest exponent is 4, and so forth, okay? Now, the number of terms is another way to classify. So you classify polynomials 2 different ways, by the terms and by the degree, okay? So let's go ahead and just take a look and jump on in. Number 7, it just has a 6. It just says 6. So there's no variable term. This 6, really, we can rewrite that 6. Let me just zoom in here. We can really rewrite this 6 to say 6x to the 0 power, which we already know based on the degree. The degree is 0, the exponent is 0. So, once again, 6x to the 0 power is just the same as saying 6, but this is a constant. Okay? And because it's only one term, this is also a monomial. Because it's just the 6. There's no other terms. There's no plus anything or minus anything. It's just one term. It's a monomial. Let's take a look at number 8. Number 8 is negative 2x, but we can really rewrite that to say for number 8, we can really write that to say negative 2x to the first power. And since it has a degree or exponent of 1, this makes it a linear polynomial. And in the sense it's only negative 2x, it's just a monomial. So it's a monomial, excuse me, it's a linear monomial. Oops, let's spell that correctly. All right, linear monomial. All right, let's take a look at number 9. Number 9 has 2 separate terms, so that makes it a binomial. And the largest exponent, or the degree, is 1 because the p has an exponent of 1. So it's binomial because of the 2 parts, and it is linear. So this is a linear because the degree is 1, and it's a binomial because it has 2 terms. All right, number 10 has, as we can see, 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. So with that being said, we know it's a trinomial. And what is the largest exponent? Well, the largest exponent is 2. Oops, that's not supposed to be there. The largest exponent is 2. So with that being said, because it's 2, this will be called a quadratic. So this polynomial will be classified as a quadratic trinomial. All right, let's take a look at number 11. With number 11, we have 2 terms, so that makes it a binomial. And the largest term is 3, which makes it a cubic, or degree 3, third degree binomial. And let's take a look at the last one. The last one here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. And if it's 4 or more terms, we just simply call it a polynomial. And the largest degree, which is right here, is 4, which makes it a quartic polynomial. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you classify polynomials and how to write polynomials in standard form. Have a great day.